defending champion and gold medalist in the 2012 London Games, Serena Williams, has been knocked out of the Games. For the latest, let's cross over now to our man in Rio, Chris Mitchell. My goodness, Chris, another upset in the tennis competition. Earlier this week, it was Novak Djokovic being upset by Martin Del Potro, and now Serena Williams.
I love the Olympics. We're having so many shocks. This is absolutely fantastic. Serena Williams and Venus Williams, the other day, they looked grim-faced, didn't they, as they waved goodbye to the doubles. And now we've had this huge upset. Elena Svitolina, the Ukrainian, beating the American in straight sets. Now, you must say that Serena Williams didn't look too good yesterday when she played. She got through her match, but she was smashing her racket, just didn't look comfortable, didn't look happy in herself. So she's out of the doubles and she's out of the singles. The 21-year-old Svitolina can't believe her luck. It's not luck. She played really well. She's going to face the two-time Wimbledon champion Petra Kvitova next for a place in the semi-finals. That's happened just in the last few minutes, as you say, Rico, and it happened in the tennis arena just behind me here. Sensational stuff. I love it. It just gets better every night when you join me.
But of course, the stars of the day are the women's gymnastics team. They won the competition with a lot to spare.
Oh, my word. I mean, there was no competition, Rico. Team USA had the gold before they started. They've won the last 5 global titles in team gymnastics. It's not all down to Simone Biles, but she is the favourite. She is the undefeated champion since 2013. No one can touch her. She was sensational tonight. The whole team was sensational, though, to be fair. It certainly was one of the highlights. And she'll go on now to try and win more individual titles as well. There's been a lot going on today, Rico. Let's try and catch up if we can. Here's Russell Trott.
It's one of the shocks of the Rio Games so far. Olympic champion and world #1 Serena Williams crashing out of the singles competition in the 3rd round after a shock defeat to Ukraine's Elena Svitolina. Svitolina, ranked 20th in the world, won 6-4, 6-3 to record a memorable victory against the American, who has won 22 Grand Slam singles titles. Better news for the United States earlier, as Simone Biles led the women's gymnastics team and Olympic favourites to gold. The overwhelming all-round favourite in blistering form as the US retained their crown to win a 5th successive global title. Russia claimed silver ahead of bronze medalist China. More shocks, this time on the Rugby Sevens pitch, as Japan beat New Zealand by 14 points to 12. To add insult to injury, a tournament-ending injury to one of the stars of the show, the Kiwi Sonny Bill Williams, as men's rugby returned to the Olympics for the first time in 92 years. Some respite for the controversial Russian competitors who've won their 2nd judo gold. Kazan Kalmuzayev beat Travis Stevens of the United States in the men's 81-kilogram category. Russell Trott, BBC News.
We are live here on BBC World News overlooking the Olympic Park, and it's in the distance there where the swimming pool lies, and that is going to be the stage, the main stage for what I think is going to be one of the biggest contests, not just of the swimming but of the whole Games here in Rio. It is Michael Phelps back from retirement against Chad Lecoq in the 200 metres butterfly. And we've got the BBC World Services swimming commentator joining us now. Everybody is putting this down as a 2-horse race. Is that correct, first of all? Is it just between those two?
It certainly isn't. We love a great rivalry, don't we? And that's why we're focusing in on Michael Phelps and Chad Lecoq, who shook up the swimming world when he beat Phelps in London 4 years ago. But Laszlo Tse of Hungary, he's been around for almost a decade. He's been overshadowed by Michael Phelps, but he is the world champion. He's a serious contender. Tamas Kenderesi, also from Hungary, only 19, but he was the quickest qualifier for the final. So certainly not just about Michael Phelps and Chad Lecoq, but we love that head-to-head rivalry, don't we, between them?
We do. I mean, it is a great soap opera between the two of them. You've been out to where Chad Lecoq trains. You know him well. You've spoken to him many times. He just keeps getting better and better and better. He's had trouble, though. He's had trouble, family problems. His parents have been ill. Is he really focused for this?
I think it's going to be a very emotional time for him. I did go to see him in Pinetown, in Durban. It's very humble surroundings. It's an outdoor pool. It's only 25 metres. You wouldn't think it would produce an Olympic champion like Chad le Clos. And he's very close to his family. His father, Bert, you may remember from 4 years ago, was one of the big stars of the Games with his support for his beloved son. His mother, Geraldine, as well. Both have been diagnosed with cancer. It's going to be very emotional. He has said in the last 50 metres, I will be thinking about his parents. So clearly, it's going to be a tough one for him. He also said to me, though, I'm not going to play mind games with Michael Phelps, but he has, hasn't he? Because in the call room where the swimmers wait to come out onto the pool deck, that's when the psychological battle has been waged between the pair of them.
The pictures of Michael Phelps with the hood over his head, staring daggers at Chad le Clos. What was going on there?
Well, you had Michael Phelps like a snarling Rottweiler, didn't you? And you had Chad le Clos dancing around, shadowboxing like Muhammad Ali. It was all a tactic, I think, just to try and out-psych Michael Phelps. 4 years ago in London, when he beat him in the 200 fly, he knew that Michael Phelps liked to be the last swimmer out of that call room. He waited and waited and waited. He made sure he was the last one to go. It's all just these little psychological edges that Chad le Clos hopes he will be able to gain over someone like Michael Phelps. Well, of course, Phelps is a 19-time Olympic gold medalist. He's so experienced. I'm not sure he's going to fall for that. So it's all going to come down to the tactics of the race. I expect Chad le Clos to go out hard and go out fast and try and beat the great Michael Phelps. We can't wait.
Lee, get going. You've got a long walk. It's a long way over there. Rico, we're very excited about this race. Do join us again soon. Find out how it goes.
I know. Looking forward to Sport Today to find out the results in the swimming competitions. Chris Mitchell, right there where the action is in Rio. We can find out much more about what is happening in the Rio Games and follow the latest in each sport as it happens.